Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How you doing today? I have been waiting for this kit since they announced it almost like a year ago. And many of my longtime viewers, you guys have been with me for, what, we're going on 5 years here shortly. You know what this kit means to this channel. The re-release of the venerable 66 Malibu Flip Nose. Let's get into this kit. All right, this is cool. Didn't need it. Well, who does need all these model kits we buy? Because I've got quite a few of the old, black one. The one, black with the flames on it. That's my favorite one. I actually have never gotten the red one. Want to one of these days, but this here may curb me from that because I always wanted the red one because I like this hood scoop right there. And I know this has been reviewed, like HPI guy did a great review on this. He got this kit mega early months ago. But this thing was announced and I got really excited. I want to say it was the IPMS Nationals up in Vegas last year when I saw this and I went, oh, so cool. I'm glad they're bringing it back. This is a great one. And for a change, they changed it up a little bit. They put some of the parts from the red version, but it's mostly the black version. We'll be looking in this here real quick. But it's got the black version had my favorite wheels, these Krager SSTs, or they could be center lines, but those flat things. Although I do one day want to get a set of the wheels out of the red one day. But what I really dig is they kind of changed up the decals finally. After 40 years of this kit being out, I was getting the same one. Various box art, but it's always been the same one. It's kind of neat that they're changing it up a bit. Because you know what? This kit, it's kind of funny. It meant a lot to a lot of people. And it still builds up into a really, really cool kit. And this is one of my favorite kind of 70s, 80s paint schemes. White with the different strobe of different levels of blue. So I'm looking forward to this. Well, let's just look at it. And you know what? I might pull one of my old ones down and maybe do some comparison. We'll see as we go along. Let's zip this thing open. Well, first, let's get the shiny off of it. So we're going to open this baby. Oh, yeah. It's what we bought it for, is to open it. I have absolutely been looking for it. Andy let me know he got a few in stock, and I had to get right down there and get it, which, ask Andy now. I said I'll be down there, and 5 days later I was there. Well, let's take a look at the box art. I think that's really, really beautiful box art. The artist is Kaiser. Let's give that man props. That is a beautiful rendering of this beautiful car. We talked about how the 66 Malibu Flip Nose is could be a sore spot, but mostly a really important kit to this channel. And for those of you who've been watching for years, and this, we're going to be getting back on that baby. I do want to get on it, but I have an idea for this kit and a couple other ones I have. I've been wanting to do a couple different versions of this car. I love this car, but check this out. They give you the other option on one side there with kind of a more up-to-date version of that black with flames. Gave us new flames. There's that kind of the snorkel scoop, which is really cool for that kit too. And I'm digging. I can't wait to look at the decals. It looks like we're going to have BF Goodrich TA Radial decals, which I've said before, and it just talks about it right here. What's it say? Golden days of supercars gone forever. But yeah, it's going to be cool having those decals. And here's the main box art on the other side. So that's cool. You can, hobby shop, or if you have a couple of these in your collection, you can switch it up when you have them on the shelf. And then this side, of course, shows the built-up models, which we've always dug. Look, it gives you both versions. How cool. That's just a cool kit. So let's get it open. Let's take a look at this. And what's going to be really cool about this, all the years of dealing with either a black injected plastic or the red, we've got white. Of course, you knew that was going to happen. How cool is that? White. There's the clear. Same old clear, but yeah, it looks very good. But here we go. Let's look at that body. Oh, yeah. And this one's going to be a delight to build because I love modern styrene. This is going to be fun to build. Oh, how cool is that? Just like we always got it. You know, we're pretty aware of this. Looks like the tooling is still very crisp. This type of plastic, it's going to be easier to get rid of, like this Maniac parting line that was always a pain. Super stock is still pretty prominent on there. That's going to survive some painting, and if you wanted to keep that logo on there. I kind of don't like what's happening here, which is not the fault of the manufacturer. I think I'm going to get this off as quick as possible because I don't want that to break and rip in there. So I'm going to set this off to the side where it won't get damaged. We'll look at that in a little bit. We want to get into the meat of this, but we all know what this kit is. And of course, I knew it wasn't going to have BF Goodrich tires, but because these were actually Goodyears on the originals, but I never liked these tires that came in those 70s and early 80s Monogram kits. They were kind of like, they were strange. They were kind of a very short wall, sidewall, low profile tire, and never was a fan of these tires. I always like to put beefy tires on this kit. And with this new injected plastic, it's just going to be a nicer kit to build. So we've got all the same old. Oh, so this is a steering wheel. I don't think like a more stock steering wheel. I think that was from the red version. The side pipes, all the same stuff. The interior, very cool. Let's go into dashboard, all the same stuff. The heads, the dashboard. This is the whole lever system for hinging system for the front. This whole thing, I did a whole thing on one of my videos on an adventure in building a model car, how to really make this look a lot better and add tube here and cut this open and all that. Go check that out. This looks like we got a little bit of a miss shot. I don't know if that's May. I don't remember it on the original. It looks like you're made to make some room for something on the firewall, but I usually like to cut all this out. Underneath detail, we got an added trademark added to the bottom here we got to get rid of, but it's in a nice, good, flat, easy to get place, so that's not going to hard to get rid of. And it's, look at that, it still says 1977 when this kit first came out. Can you see that? I did a whole piece on a part of the Adventure in Building Model Car series that I got rid of that off of there too. Those great side pipe headers. I always love those. It's just, for the times that this kit was made, this is still such a great, really up to date, doing a modern street freak, great kit. So out of what the black, this is a tree from the black car. This tree was not in the red version, which is to me the better thing because it has the Dana 60 and you've got the stock seats. I always like the stock seat. I think the red one, we're going to get to that here in a minute. You got your really, really nice Muncie 4-speed right there, and that great tunnel ram, that snorkel scoop, the back seat, very cool. But then what's cool in this, where we get a little bit of a change up, is here's a part that the red car had, which you've got your Oldsmobile rear end. This was the Oldsmobile W30 rear end, W31. I always forget what that rear end was called, but from what I understand, the cover, the rear end cover, does not come in this kit, only the Dana 60 rear end. We'll look at that in a few minutes because this is the chrome tree out of the black version. So they didn't put everything in from the red version, but they did put this tree in from the red version, which the red one had a blower. So there's all the belts and everything for the blower, but we don't have the blower because we don't have that chrome tree. But we do have what the black car did not have, but the red car has, is this roll bar, which is cool. Which I'm probably going to incorporate that thing in the Adventure to Building a Model Car version I'm doing. And look at pretty cool racing seats, 70s racing seats, and that hood scoop. Very cool. Which is a good possibility might go on that car. I don't know yet. This transmission, yeah, it did it. They wanted to put it on automatic, and that one and which it came with an automatic shifter on the chrome tree. So it's a bummer we don't have the red car chrome tree, but we got a couple of parts from the red car. This was solely for the black car, this version, which if I had a choice, I'd rather them do the do the black car over the red car, because I do love those wheels. I don't have enough of those, so I'm glad to have a brand new version. Let's get this out of the way right now. Look at this. Felix custom paint on my Andy's mat. I went over to Andy's to go get a new mat. He's all out of the small ones, so I need to go get a new mat for this. But the chrome tree is beautiful. Something I'm noticing, which is always kind of a bummer, is on, you had to strip the chrome anyways on these ladder bars and the third link and all that stuff, because you had a heck of a parting line all the time. This don't seem to have the pronounced parting line. You could possibly get away with just using the chrome, not have to do anything about it. But I usually strip all this chrome anyways. But there's that Hurst, the T shifter for the 4-speed, and there's that Dana 60 rear end, and all the parts that go for doing the black car. So what this does basically is you don't have everything for the red car. So that still kind of will keep that red car a little more sought after. Black car, not so much. You have everything for the black car now available brand new. But boy, these kits were going for so much money. It was almost getting silly what they were going. They used to be such a common kit because they probably punched out 7,968 billion of them over a 30-year period. To have a new fresh one, kind of a new up facelift to it, or a new take on it, which is a fresh new take, is great. But you're still going to see probably, if I shouldn't say this, but those guys out there that like to wheel and deal on these model kits, they took advantage of the fact that this was no longer made, and all of a sudden everybody wanted it again. So they were jacking the prices on these really, really sky high, and that really sucked. So now that red one, they'll probably take advantage of that if they watch this video. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say anything. I'm probably going to ruin it. We're going to take a look at this, and they're going to jack the prices up on the red one because there's stuff in the red one that this kit doesn't have. Sad but true. But before we look at the great instructions, which is usually the first thing I look at, but let's look at this decal sheet, which I was excited about. Oh, I hate it. That's on blue background. It kills the whole vision of these decals. But I know these are going to be great decals. What awesome licks. We got some nice 70s striping. Oh, I'm going to find some cool uses for all that stuff. I like this decal sheet. I really like this decal sheet a lot, but I am definitely going to be using those blue stripes. There's a certain YouTuber that I talk to that he says he hates the look of those stripes, and then there's that 427 rat that would go along with those blue stripes. And that particular YouTuber, he's going to be sending me those blue stripes, so I'm going to have a couple of those. I appreciate it there. My buddy Tim Brown from The Power to the Throttle. We're doing a little trading deal on a few other things. And he says he's going to throw this part of the decal sheet to me, and I said, I'll take it. I love that decal sheet. I was looking forward to that. When I saw the box art, I got pretty excited. Look at that. Two different, and that's how they constitute a 2-in-1, I guess. Whatever. So I'm so used to the old instructions. Now we got a booklet. The old instructions were, monogram old instructions. It looks like it's the old art, but they got a little more information here. Part name. Oh, that's kind of cool. Part number and name here in 3 different languages. Colors that you might want to paint things, and that's cool, but looks like the same old box art. They didn't redo it. They just copied it. Looks almost all exactly the same. Gives you the 2 versions of the interior. The red car, less the automatic. And I never seen, like I said, I've never owned the red car, so if anybody, what they think of the shifter that's in the red car, because it was for an automatic, that'd be interesting to see it. I remember a different steering wheel in the black car. So I think we're getting the steering wheel out of the red car only. But this is a nice added feature, is now we can not put the black car had stock seats and the back seat. Now I understand why the back seat was separate, because the red car had a more race car option with that roll cage. I never had that roll bar, whatever. So that might be going into my build for an adventure in a model car. Adventure in building a model car. We're getting back on that one very, very soon. It might be the main project for next year, because I got a bunch of things I got to get done for this year, and this year's half over. Yeah, similarities. Good instructions, good solid instructions. And then we get into here, which is interesting here. Let's see. They had to redraw something because there's the optional scoops. I never really liked this scoop. I think I like that one better. I don't know yet. We'll see. But that's cool. You got to paint this section either dark blue or black, and then you lay your decal down, and that's got such a cool early 80s look. I'm digging it. I got an idea. I want to do this Chevelle, but I think I might try to change the front end and drop it down and not be a gasser style front end, and maybe tub it and make a little more of an 80s super stock style, Saturday Night Racer. That would be really cool. And there's the other version. You can do the black street machine version. Yeah, very cool. I think it's great that they brought this kit back. I'm super, super stoked about it. You're watching the Lucas C channel on YouTube. And because I don't like what's happening here, I'm going to do a little trick, because it's starting to mess up the end there. Scribe a little line right there so it stops trying to rip into the good part of the plastic. This is something I know people go crazy at how I trim my stuff off of technically the tree, but it's how I do it. It's how I save it from damaging up into the part you need, and you're gonna have to do body work. So I do have a lot more. See, that's right where I wanted to do. I have a lot more control using my X-Acto blade. It's how I like to trim. I just have control. And there, I was really concerned about. Did a little bit of damage just in it sitting in the box. So there it is. All better now. We'll get this off the cowl the same way, because it's my way. So, not a lot of flash on this thing. It's got a little bit, you can see some wear and tear. This is an old mold, but they cleaned it up pretty nice. They did a good job. It's a little bit different style, or I don't know, different styrene all the way than the old ones. Little added bonus to this video, we've got ourselves a special guest. You know what this is? Here it is. This is the one. Remember I told you this is an adventure in building a model car. We're still working on her. And there's what I did to the front end. If you guys haven't seen that series, go ahead. There's I don't know how many parts, multiple parts, and we got to get back on it. But I have kind of taken a little bit of a year or so break on this model, and I want to get back on it. But that's how I made the whole front end area look a little better. But here, and there's did a whole thing on weathering. So we're going to get back on this baby. I just wanted to do a little bit. Let's do something fun. I got an idea. So, you know what? I might take advantage of this. On this car, I was going to have the whole front end be white. I might be able to get away with using the white plastic and maybe dull it up and shoot some clear on it, make it look like it's gel coat. Kind of give it a little bit of a matte finish. Just a little cheat because I'm going to do a little weathering to it. Just a thought. But old with the new, they fit like a glove. This old plastic, it was just so, you know, that old Monogram, hard, brittle. It's nice to have something that's a little more flexible. Yeah, and for fun, old with new, fit perfect together. I just like having a look-see at that. But yeah, we can go for that, you know, put some slicks on that thing and dump that thing down and have the front end on. You know, get that front end down. We get that thing to ride like that. Even lower, probably be right about there. And put some big meats on the back and make it a little more. I'd probably put it right about there. Make it a little more like a early 80s, you know, bracket racers running in Super Pro. Very little cleanup I did, and this, everything fits. That right there tells you that molds are in great shape. It's still going to fit nice together and make a really cool hot rod out of this. You know, my mind is spinning. Yep, okay. This was cool. I knew this would happen. I am getting kind of Jones and the ants. We're amped. I think we're going to have to get back on this. Look at, if any of you go back and watch those videos if you haven't, get caught up on it. There's a lot to learn on this adventure in building a model car. It's all about, it's not so much a build video on this particular model. I use this model, and the whole idea was to go down the line and give you guys really cool tips. So I'm going to get back on it. This is actually getting me wanting to get back on it. There's just so much to do with this car. Oh yeah, we'll get back on this baby. I was going for a kind of I'm going to have a very distressed paint, you know, old paint on this thing, but still kind of being used, but look, it really rough. It hasn't been restored or anything. That's the look we're going to go with on this one. And then maybe I'll do an updated version of it with this kit. I love this kit. This just reminds me how much I've always loved this kit. It's one of my early builds, one of my first ones. So many people say this kit was one of their first builds. They love it, hold it so dear. I think that's why everybody was so happy that this kit was coming back. And I love the fresh approach. I dig that look. That is just a cool look. All right, all. Well, that's it. Yeah, I wanted to look at this. I was so thrilled this kit was coming out. Go down in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Are you happy about this? Have you gotten this kit? What your thoughts of it are? Geez, I love this box art. This is definitely going to be a box art I keep when I build this. Really cool looking. I really dig that they brought it back. Thank you very much, Revell. This came out of left field. Never thought we'd ever see this kit again. So that just tells you never know. Keep that in mind. You never know what these old companies are going to come back. You know, it's cool that they bring old ones back. Don't go looking at this and saying, you know, it doesn't hold up to the standards of modern kits. No, it doesn't. But they did a damn good job cleaning up that tooling, and this definitely has held the test of time. So thank you very much for watching. And you know what we say here. This is me, Lucas C. Keep gluing those fingers together and keep cutting that styrene. And we will see you in the next video. Here's the producers.